Hey guys, what is happening? Today we're going to talk about the Pythagorean Theorem, okay? So I'll let you go ahead and copy this down real quick and I'll explain it to you. Okay, so go ahead and pause it. All right, here we go. So the Pythagorean Theorem deals with right triangles, okay? Here we have a right triangle. You can tell it's a right triangle because I put a 90-degree angle in the corner here, okay? And basically what the Pythagorean Theorem states is that if you take the measure of this leg right here and you square that value, okay, and you take the measure of this leg right here and you square that value, if you add those two values together, you get the value of the hypotenuse squared, the measure of the hypotenuse squared. And what I have here is the leg squared, so this leg squared, plus the other leg squared. If you add them together, you get the hypotenuse squared, okay? And basically, it looks like this, okay? If I take a right triangle, if you notice my right triangle right in here, okay? I have this leg, which is A. The measure of this leg is A. Like, let's just say it's 3. It measures 3, okay? All right, and then the measure of this leg is B, and let's just say it measures 4, okay? All right, so this guy is 3, this guy is 4, okay? And then this guy right here is C. Let's just say it measures 5, okay? Well, basically, if you square this side, like I've done, I've drawn a square here. It's supposed to be a square, all right? And you take this side and you make a square out of that side, right? If you add those two areas together, you're gonna get this guy right here, okay? And watch, I'll show you. Remember I told you if A was 3, if A is 3, then what's the length of this side? Since it's a square, right? If this is 3, then what's this? That's also 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So the area for this guy is 9. Okay. And what did I say this guy was here? It's 4. Okay. So if this length here is 4, then if this is a square, what's this length right here? Okay, that's also 4. So the area of that square, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay. All right. And then I told you guys that this side right here, the hypotenuse, is C, okay, and I told you guys that that was 5. So then what's the value of this length right here? That's also 5. So the area of this square is 5 times 5, which is 25, okay? All right, and let's check it out. The value of this square was 9, plus the value of this square was 16. What's 9 plus 16? There it is, 25. Interesting, right? Okay, so that's how the Pythagorean Theorem works, more or less. I have a cool video that I want to show you guys right now. So let's watch that video, and we'll come right back to these notes, okay? All right, guys, so hopefully you liked that video, and let me just show you some examples of what you're going to see in your Delta Math, okay? So the first example looks something like this. Now I'm just going to draw it kind of wonky, okay? And I'm going to put this right angle right there, okay? And I'm going to tell you that this guy right here is 25, and this guy right here is 24, okay? And we want to solve for this side right there. Okay, so the most important thing that you need to do when you're solving using the Pythagorean Theorem is to take these triangles and first identify which two parts are the legs and which part is the hypotenuse, okay? Now here's the easiest way to do it. The legs, if you notice, these two legs are connected right here by this right angle, okay? The two legs are connected by the right angle right there. So here's my right angle right here, so this must be a leg and this must be a leg. These are my two legs, okay? My two legs are always joined by that right angle right there, okay? So this guy right here is a leg, and this guy right here is a leg, which makes this guy automatically the hypotenuse, okay? All right, so now it's pretty easy. All we have to do is follow this formula. The leg squared plus the leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared, okay? So let's do it. We have, I'm just gonna write it down, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Okay, so grab a leg, that's 24, so I'm going to put 24 squared, okay, plus, here's my other leg, what is that, x, so I'll just put x squared, or you could put L, I don't care, I'll put x since there's an x there, okay, equals the hypotenuse squared, well, that's 25 squared, okay, so all you do is you substitute the leg, right, the leg is 24, so it's 24 squared. Leg squared, 24 squared. Leg squared, right? The leg is x, so x squared. And hypotenuse is 25, so hypotenuse squared is 25 squared. And now all you have to do is move this guy over. So you have x, well, I'll subtract the 24. Well, actually here, let's do this first. It'll probably make it easier, okay? What is 24 squared? Is it 576? 576? I think it's 576. Let's try it. 24 times 24. I think it's 576. Yeah, 576. Okay. So this is 576 plus x squared equals 25 squared, I believe, is 625. Okay. All right. So what do you have to do now? That's right. Subtract this guy because we're solving for x squared, right? So I'm going to subtract 576 from both sides. Okay. And x squared equals, well, 625 take away 576. That's almost 50. It's 49. Okay. Oh, there we go. Look at this. I didn't even expect that. So now I'm solving for x. What do I need to do to get an x squared to turn into an x? That's right. Take the square root on both sides. And this turns into x equals, and the square root of 49 is 7. Now, one thing I know that hopefully you remember that when you take the square root on both sides, you have to put a plus and a minus, right? Okay, it's true. But since we're solving for a measurement like that, an actual distance, we're not going to concern ourselves with the minus because there really isn't any negative distance, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so x equals 7. That's the length of the side right there, 7. Okay, let's do another example, see what happens. Okay, all right, I'll go like this. Let's see if I can, how do I want to do this? Okay, so this guy right here is my right angle. This guy here is 10, this guy here is 5, and this guy here is x. All right, you want to see if you guys can do it first? Remember, first thing you want to do is identify the legs, okay? All right, so go ahead. All right, here we go. Here's my right angle, so this must be a leg and this must be a leg, okay? My right angle connects the two legs, so here's a leg and here's a leg, okay? That makes this guy the hypotenuse, all right? And I just started off, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared, okay? Leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared, and now just fill it in. Here's an L, so that's 5, so 5 squared. Plus, here's the other leg, so that's x, so x squared equals hypotenuse squared. So here's my hypotenuse, so that's 10 squared. Okay? All right, and let's figure that out. 5 squared, that's 25, plus x squared equals, 10 squared is 100. Okay? Subtract the 25 on both sides, and we get x squared equals, 100 take away 25 is 75. All right, and now we got to take the square root on both sides. Now, here is what, okay, normally I would use radicals to write an exact answer, but your homework is going to ask you to round it, I think, to the nearest tenth. I believe it'll ask you to round it to the nearest tenth, okay? So basically what you're going to do, you're going to take the square root on both sides, but you're going to use your calculator. It's going to be 8 point something, okay? But let's just check. I already did it here. The square root of 75 here. Let me just clear this so I can show you what to do. All right, so the square root of 75. So I'm going to go click square root 75. I know it's 8 point something because the square root of 64 is 8. All right, so I'll push enter. And I get 8.66, right? So 8.66. And again, the delta math is going to ask you to round to the nearest tenth. So that's this guy right here. We want to round to that guy. So we have to look at this guy. Since that guy is greater than 5, we're going to round this number up. So x equals 8.7. And that's what you're going to enter on delta math, okay? And let's do one last example. All right, here we go. All right, let's try, let's see, 5 and 12 and x, okay? Try that guy real quick. All right, so here we go. Here's my right angle, right? Here's my leg. Here's my other leg, right? Connected by the right angle, so 2 legs. And here's my hypotenuse, okay? All right, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Leg is 5, so 5 squared plus the other leg is 12, 12 squared, equals hypotenuse is x, so x squared. All right, let's do it. 5 squared is 25 plus 12 squared, you know that one? That's right, 144 equals x squared. All right, this time we can just add them together. The x is already by itself. So 25 and 144 is 169 equals x squared. Okay, and I know this one. I'm not sure if you do, but we'll take the square root on both sides. Okay, square root of 169. There you go, 13. X equals 13. And if it says round to the nearest tenth, you will have to put 0.0. Okay, you will have to put that, 13.0. Okay, I think on this example here, if it does ask you to round to the nearest tenth, you will have to put 7.0. I know that's kind of ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure that's how Delta Math works. I could be wrong. Go ahead and enter it. You have nothing to lose, okay? All right, guys, if you need any more help, you know where to find me. Peace.